Dude, exactly. Okay, so I have to do in, I guess now, 3 minutes, what I normally try to do in 45 minutes. So, where do I start? All right, here it is. You ready? How many of you feel you're underperforming your capabilities so far this year? Don't tell me, tell your buddy, yes or no?
Yes.
No. Who feels you've got more in the tank to give to buyers and sellers? That there are more deals to be done by you, yes or no? Yes. So, David asked me to talk about this book. I'm going to give it to you in 2 seconds or less. You guys ready? It's not a real estate book. I wrote it for my children. Who has kids? Remember where you were on 9/11? I was in New York. It teaches you life is really precious. And you know what? Most of us, we are wasting our time. I wrote this book, and really here was the intention. You ready? What do we have to do to operate at what I call level 10? Right, Sarah? Level 10. Now, I've got 2 young boys, 9 and 11. I tell my boys, operate at level 10. They say, Daddy, what's that? And I say, level 10 is when you give your best all the time, and you don't care what anyone else thinks when you're doing it. They said, what's the alternative? Everything less than level 10. Does that make sense? So if you're going to write something down, I want you to write down the 4 things that stop you from operating at level 10. 4 things that stop you from operating at level 10. I refer to them as the 4 addictions. The 4 addictions. Now, if I say to all of you, you're an addict, what could you be addicted to? What are the classics? Drugs, alcohol, gambling, sex. I'm glad you brought that up. Kind of a hot young number over there. Sex. I'm at Laguna Beach in the high school talking to 350 graduating students, right down in Laguna Beach, California, and I say, you're all a bunch of addicts, what could you be addicted to? And you know what? High school seniors did not say drugs, food, gambling. 16-year-old girl, cute as a button, goes like this. Porn. I was like, where were you when I was in high school? Wow. And then the next one said, Oxycontin. And I said, I looked at the principal and I said, I'm not referring to the classic 5 addictions that we're all so familiar with. I'm referring to the reasons why a 16-year-old would say that. The reasons why someone turns to drugs. Or for most of us, what ultimately kills our performance? That's really the dialogue, Kurt. What kills our performance? 4 addictions. You ready? Number 1, the addiction to the opinions of other people. The addiction to the opinions of other people. We simply care too much about what everybody else thinks. Watch. Why do we not make the sales call when we know we should? What if they reject me? That's the addiction to the opinions of others. Does that make sense? How many of you know a seller that is in complete denial? The addiction to the opinions of others. Does that make sense? Not me, not my house. I know I haven't made my payments in 4 months, but I did get a new Gucci handbag. Do I look good? Here's the reality, my friends. I mean, I could spend 3 days on that one conversation alone, but here's what you want to get. But all I keep telling my boys is, don't care what anybody else thinks. Trust your gut, right? Ruth, my son says to me, Daddy, a couple days ago, Daddy, I don't want to play soccer. I said, well, why did you play soccer before? He said, everybody plays soccer. I said, well, why do you not want to play it? He said, I don't like soccer. It's not my thing. I'm not into team sports. And he kind of goes off on us. I said, well, then why did you sign up again? He said, because everybody else plays soccer. He's 11 years old dealing with peer pressure. He's addicted to the opinions of others. You know what I said to him? What do you love to do? He goes, I love to read and I love computers. And I said, it worked out for Bill Gates. You with me? And I said to my wife, get him out of soccer, let him do what he loves. Does that make sense? Are you doing what you love? Or are you doing things to hope that someone gives you recognition, approval, and a little bit of acceptance, whether they're alive or dead? Look at addiction number 2. You guys ready? Addiction number 2. Turn to your buddy and say, sorry, you're guilty. Ready? Addiction number 2 is the addiction to drama. The addiction to drama. Yeah, I was looking at you. Yes, I was. Thank you, Bridget. Thank you very much. Bridget's like, screw you. I'm not addicted to drama. Oh, really? But now watch this, my friends. How many of you know someone that's just a drama head? You know what I'm talking about? Like, they show up and within minutes, like, reading People magazine actually relaxes you compared to hanging out with them. Because they know, they're like, you know who's sleeping with who, you know the management's now sleeping with, and you know what's going on. And here's the reality, buddy. You know what I've discovered? I mean, you do as much coaching as most of you know that I've done for so many years, and you put enough people down on your couch and you have real-life conversations about what's going on in their world. The bottom line is the people that are addicted to drama, they spend all their time pushing out here so they don't have to look in here. Do you know some people like that? Do you have at least one friend that every time you talk to them, you want to say, it's you. It's you. And they're like, my boyfriend did it to me again. You're like, that one, 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 that one. You were the common denominator. And they go, no, 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 men are evil. Oh, okay, yeah, that must be it. Do you know someone like that, the addiction to drama? Look up here. Can you see how the first two would stop you from operating at level 10? If I'm overly attached to what everybody else thinks, I'm not going to go swing for the fences and go try and operate at my very best, because what if someone doesn't like it? What if I make a presentation and I say the wrong thing and the seller says no and they reject me? The addiction to drama, oh my goodness, what if I call them and they don't like, ah, we just get all freaked out. Do you know some people like that? Okay, all the managers, raise your hands. Do you know any people like that? Oh yeah, no, not our agents. Addiction number 3, the one that's killing our country in my opinion, and it's absolutely killing the real estate industry, the addiction to the past. The addiction to the past. I took on a new client this morning, #1 agent in Connecticut, and she let me know. What she didn't tell me was there was an asterisk on that that said in 2005. You with me? I say to her, how's your business? She says, well, in 2005, I did $105 million in volume. I was like, hold on, let me look at my watch. What year are we in?